Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Forgive the interruption, but I believe this requires your attention.
If you ever believed Captain America was on the U.S. Olympic soccer team.
If you ever thought that the Winter Soldier was that brace yourselves guy on the internet.
And if you ever wondered just what would a raccoon do with a machine gun.
Then don't let another week pass you by without tuning into
Mighty Marvel Geeks.
Mighty Marvel Geeks is your show about all things Marvel.
With news, rumors, commentary, and interviews.
As well as our weekly recommendations on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day.
Official consulting hours are between 8 and 5 every other Thursday.
That's Mighty Marvel Geeks on WeebieGeeks.net, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 440.
Sexiest podcast on the network. I don't have a cool sound drop for 440.
Yeah, I don't really know what
I got one that sums up our show basically every time, though.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the Colt 45. Works every time.
We're close to that episode.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, sneak preview, I suppose, but it's where the fuck did it go? There it is.
Works every time.
Yeah, it does. Lando knows.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Also.
I appreciate that.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's also pretty accurate for our every episode of our show.
Super McClunky.
Oh man, the McClunkiest.
The McClunkiest podcast.
The McClunkies
on the network.
The McClunky sounds like a great sitcom set within the Star Wars universe now. You know?
Yeah, like it's kind of like.
No, here we go. Wait. So here's what happens.
I'm waiting.
Every episode, there's at least one time where one of the McClunkies does something, and Greedo goes, like, he does that, like, head tilt, and McClunky.
Like, this takes place before Greedo gets shot in that shitty bar on Tatooine.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it could be afterwards, and maybe he's, just not
like,
quite right.
I'm just picturing him living in, like, a shitty kind of, like, trailer park neighborhood kind of thing,
That's fair.
And then that's it, and he's the neighbor to the McClunky.
Yeah, exactly, right. And they do something wacky, and then McClunky, or he gets mad. McClunky. Right, or he gets mad like he's Mr. Wilson and they're Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. McClunky.
Yeah, or he's like, maybe he's McClunky's boss.
Yeah, maybe.
Every episode, McClunky!
And that's why Han shot him.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to be associated with the McClunkies.
Right.
It all makes sense now.
I like this plan. This is a good TV show. Disney Plus. I hope Disney Plus is listening. I'm sure they are.
Like the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Time for the McClunkies.
The prequel to the No, it's I don't even know the timeline on this stuff. I don't care, honestly. But
because whatever in the cheesy opening credits, you got to have everyone's like Greedo, and he's like polishing his pistol and does like the head tilt,
right, dude. Whoa! I punched the mic again. There's a guy on Twitter, named his username is Octopus Caveman,
right?
And I've been Twitter friends with him for a while. And dude, he posted a video the other day, and it is he started with it. He did a short clip of him opening a pizza box, pulling out a piece of pizza, and then like realizing that the camera's on him, and then he does that smile and head tilt like on every 80s sitcom kind of thing.
Naturally, right?
And that's where he started this, and then he did a whole like intro of him as different characters doing the same thing, like it was the whole intro to a TV show.
That's hilarious,
dude. I died watching this thing. I'll find the link to it and put it in the show notes if anybody wants to go check it out. But
please. Oh
my god, I laughed so hard because it's just so damn accurate. Like so many of those sitcoms where somebody's doing something and then they're they kind of have the like, oh Greg look on their face,
oh you
and that camera, so yeah, that's I think I'd have to have him make a cameo on the show,
Oh, of course.
Yeah, in fact we'll just he can just keep his name, we'll just call him Octopus Caveman. Like as Octopus Caveman.
I mean, I like it.
Yep.
That could be like the bar everyone goes to on the McClunkies.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the bartender who actually he's not just the bartender, he's the bartender and every employee of the thing.
Yes, because it's operated by clones.
It'd be better if it wasn't. Like it'd be better if it was just him. He's just somehow able to do that.
Oh, the force is strong in him.
Yeah, he just, kind of like if you watch American Dad, like Roger when he's like he has his own restaurant and like every employee in the restaurant is him, basically.
Fair enough. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah. Be like, weren't you just over there? Be like, no, I'm standing right here. How could I be over there?
I love the idea of the McClunkies. Yeah. What can I say?
Good point. And then he's like, he yells out to like, hey, Bajugubab or whatever the guy's name is, play us a tune on the piano or whatever they call the piano. And he points over, and next thing you know, you see him sitting at the piano, and the guy looks back at the bar, and there's nobody there.
Like, pretty sure Brian's called space piano.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're probably right. As long as it's not underwear, because we know there's no underwear in space, according to
Goddamn
Lucas.
Right. No underwear in his basement either. Hi-yo. yes, there's no braziers in outer space.
Yeah.
You young, delicious female.
Yeah, that makes total sense. But there are space
Right.
bikinis.
Oh, there's goddamn right, there's space bikinis.
Fucking creep. Oh, Lucas.
Indeed.
Tell you what. That's it. I'm casting George Lucas in the McClunkies also. He's going to be like the neighbor who's always nosy and has an opinion on everything that nobody likes.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah. He's going to disagree with everything in the show. He's basically comic book man, but, you know, like worst episode ever.
At the end of every episode.
Yeah. Since Disney owns The Simpsons, it's fine, you know. So,
right,
you know, we're playing within. I mean, because Disney owns everything basically. I'm pretty sure they just bought us. So,
I mean, I'm waiting for the check then.
I don't think we get a check. I think just, you know, a couple of toughs show up and basically are like, sign this paper or we break your knees.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah, the payment is the ability to continue walking.
Right.
Oh, well.
Well,
right,
seems
then.
legit.
Oh, okay, well, where do I sign? That sounds fantastic. Like, yeah, we knew you'd see it our way.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
Oofa is right. Oofa.
You know, it's funny you said the no underwear in this basement thing, and, you know, to pull a Simpsons did it line. There's a episode where Bart's walking, and he's talking about being free and easy, and I think he actually has a line that's like, there's nothing like an unfurnished basement. You know, meaning he's going commando.
Hell yeah. Bart knows what's up.
They do a cutaway.
I hate to think of children going commando.
Yeah, right.
But whatever.
They do a cutaway scene, of an overhead scene of Bart's bed in his underwear laying on the bed.
Right.
Like,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Good shit.
Oh, man. I don't know why, but for some reason, I mean, it's pretty early, all things considered. I am fucking exhausted today for some reason.
Yeah, it's just not enough crack, dude.
Man.
Start doing some more illegal substances.
I guess. Well, it's like last night I had like the sniffles and I was sneezing and shit. I don't think I just slept good, but I feel fine now except just being tired. But maybe maybe I got some sort of rogue shit flying through my system. I don't like it.
We are pretty close to Tony Co. AIDS season. I mean,
that's true.
You know,
I'm really hoping to not catch anything this year except for something minor.
Yeah.
Unlike last year when I was about a month of me dying.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah. I mean, I never miss work, and I missed like a week.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
That sounded like a good time, that's for sure.
Oh my God. So yeah, I'm hoping I avoid all that kind of nonsense. But man, I'm just beat, dude.
Yep.
Sucks.
You just need some, a shot of adrenaline to the chest or something.
Something.
You know, that's the move. Just before every one of our shows, just keep, 3 or 4 needles next to the table. When you feel yourself fading, just kadoom right in the chest.
Well, normally, like in this sort of situation, I'd be like, well, let me just like make a cup of coffee but I'm a sensitive old man now. If I get a cup of coffee this late, I'm not sleeping. And I gotta sleep and go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, what could happen at your job if you weren't alert? I mean, it's not like it's dangerous ever.
Well, here's the funny thing too, is the guy I work with, a bid came up for a job he's been wanting for like since he started there.
Yeah.
So we put in for it. So tomorrow I am now the lead sorter. So I'm adding that to my resume.
Sweet.
I don't get any more pay.
That's fantastic.
The position doesn't come with any more pay, just more responsibility.
Oh, well, that's always fun.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm for sure putting that on my resume.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You need someone to sort things? I'm your guy. Or no, I'm your guy if you want someone to tell other people how to sort things.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whoever I'm working with.
Right. You're like, I'm management now. Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid, man.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, and they don't have very much of my work.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Hey, but hey, how's the Stewart? I know the last time I touched base with it wasn't that great.
I've been a mess, dude. I'm not even. Yeah. I talked about it a little bit on the last Crazy Life, and probably we'll talk about it ad nauseum on this one too.
That's fair.
Just, I'm not gonna go full on on this show though, because I just don't want to, honestly. But
I don't blame you.
I'd rather just stick to dick and fart jokes, but.
So it is our strong suit.
Yeah, but I've been feeling pretty McClunky. I mean, it's
McClunky.
Oh man, wrote a 14-year-old emo me blog last night, and
nice.
It felt good though, because writing shit down sometimes just kind of get it out of your head. But I gotta get back into. With my therapist. It sucks when I had to put my appointment off by 2 weeks, and it felt like I was at a point where I'm like, boy, I can't wait for therapy. I really need it. And then it's like, oh, I got to put it off for 2 weeks. Damn it.
Right.
But whatever. Hopefully that'll straighten me out. And I gotta make some changes, go see a psychiatrist and whatever. Cause the long and short of it's, for anyone who doesn't know, I filed for disability for mental health. A few years ago, actually. I didn't realize it's been 3 years.
Has been that long already?
According to my lawyer, yeah.
Damn.
So I touched base with them because my therapist was like, hey, maybe you should, try again. And I'm like, yeah, because, in certain ways I'm better, but in other ways I've either not progressed or I really kind of am I feel like I've slid backwards. So, I talked to the lawyer and basically, and I didn't know this, which is, unless I have, and I know I've already told you this, but unless I have a significant change in my the things I was diagnosed with when I filed, basically you can't refile for those things.
Which is silly.
Yeah. Cause it's, cause it's well, I don't know. It just goes to them basically saying that the judge was when he looked at the stuff, he was oh, well, it's not enough to be, you're not disabled enough, basically. So,
right.
It's I'm in that weird gray area where I'm apparently, according to them, I'm not sick enough to be disabled, but I know I'm not healthy enough to go work. So
right.
It's
puts you in a weird spot.
Yeah, so so that's where I'm at right now. It's just kind of flailing around trying to figure out where my footing is, and
of course,
yeah,
right.
So, and like I told you, my head wasn't dealing with it real well, and to make some light of it, it's realistically, I literally was just having a good old-fashioned pity party, and
fair enough.
But I kind of feel like I needed it though. I think it's I told Heno on Crazy Life one time, we were talking about being mad and stuff, and I said sometimes I think you just got to throw a temper tantrum, just get it out of your system. Just be angry and whatever, and then okay, now I'm gonna let it go and move on, and hopefully that's that's the next step. But yeah, I really need to go see my therapist again.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah. Although I will say this, it's kind of funny. I'm listening to the podcast Hilarious World of Depression, which if anybody out there hasn't listened to it, it's a great podcast. You should definitely go listen to it. I was listening to Mark Duplass was on the last one I listened to. And
why is that name familiar?
He was on The League and Togetherness.
All right.
Gotcha. And he's directed some movies and different stuff, but apparently he had crippling anxiety and he's, dealt with depression and all this kind of stuff. And it always is weird because you'd think when you're in a funk, you wouldn't want to hear people seemingly justify your funk,
Right.
But at the same time, it's always nice to be like, okay, I'm not the only one that's feeling or felt this way,
I was gonna say, yeah, I thought it might have been good because you can identify it.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, that's me too.
Right. And it definitely
we're
helps.
in this together, bro.
It definitely helps when you hear someone go, yeah, my mental health issues almost like stopped my life, basically. And I don't necessarily mean suicide. I mean more along the line of it could have stopped him from being successsul. He's turned out to be pretty successful, as a director and a writer and actor and stuff. So, but yeah, it was just kind of, I listened to that, and then there was an episode with Daryl McDaniel from Run DMC, and
nice.
He talks about the depression he went through, and man, I heard a little bit of it. He did an episode of The Moth one time where he talks about how Sarah McLachlan's however you say her name, Angel song, basically he feels like it saved his life.
Really?
Yeah, he was, and then
wow.
he goes into it in more detail in this episode of Hilarious World of Depression, and man, I didn't realize he was in a bad place, man. Like, he was, while they were at their, like, peak of success, he was doing, like, blow and drinking cases of Old English, and I mean...
well, like you do.
Yeah, I mean, he got pancreatitis, and his doctor was like, yeah, you need to quit drinking or you're gonna die. Like,
yo, but have you heard my Adidas?
Yeah, right.
Some Old English.
Yeah, so, I was like, geez, dude, but again, it is, I hate to hear anyone has suffered from these things, but at the same time, like I said, it does help when you hear somebody who's had success, after kind of a thing. And it's like, cause then you're like, okay, there's hope, basically.
Yeah,
cause,
for sure.
You feel hopeless when you're in these pits. So it is nice to hear someone go, yo, I was there. Like he talked about while they were on tour at different times, how he's like, we were in Tokyo and I was thinking about throwing myself off the roof of the hotel, and it just different, real, like he was in a bad, like really thinking about it, how he was going to do it and stuff, man. And growing up in the culture he did, men, especially minority men, for a long time, you don't talk about this shit. You don't even know that you can talk about this shit, like kind of thing, that, so I was like, damn, I'm glad he found himself some help eventually and stuff, but
yeah,
Jesus,
for sure, right?
Cause I mean, it's, sad enough we lost Jam Master Jay, it'd be sad to lose, DMC too,
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. But it's funny how, like I said, it is really funny. I sent, John Moe is the guy whose podcast it is, and I sent him a message about how different times, when I'm kind of in a funk, I'm like, I just want to let you know your podcast has really kind of brought me out of it, or not necessarily brought me out of it, but really kind of kept me from going deeper at times,
It's like someone throwing you a life ring or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird,
Yeah.
Like I said, it was the most comforting words I ever heard in my life, were when my doctor first was like, you're not alone, like tons of people go through this kind of stuff, because it's so weird how you do feel so alone. The isolation is so awful, but it's so true. There's so many people who go through this,
Right.
Like, it's a sad how many. Oh man.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Brian's audio is may have becoming a little quieter to you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, I can hear myself in one ear right now.
I can't even hear him. I know he's talking because his mouth is moving. I heard the word "here" though.
Oh boy. Alrighty then. So that was a good time. Apparently
it was something.
My mic or my cable or something decided to just stop.
Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, it does. Ay, caramba.
Do it live.
Speaking of doing it live, Brian.
Yeah.
We should get back into live streaming, my friend.
Should we?
Because I've got all my shit set back up again.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
I don't have to tear everything down every week like I had to do for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We should maybe we should give that a go again then.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll start in February or something. Not I don't know. We're doing what we always do.
Yeah.
Is plan on live on the air.
Right.
We suck. I mean,
that's
fucking thing sucks.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about this later. Let's move on.
That's fair. All that other stuff aside, it was kind of cool. I got a really late Christmas card from one of my you remember long time ago a friend from Twitter drove up to meet me.
Yeah.
I've had it happen
I do remember that.
couple of times, but this was the first one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got a card from her and whatnot, so it was, kind of nice to hear from her because she's completely disappeared from social media. So I had zero contact info for her.
Well, that makes it even cooler.
Yeah, so that was nice,
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, especially just out of the blue and, somebody to send you something. It was, nice little, hey, just seeing how you're doing, blah, blah, here's an update. And, that was pretty cool. So, but she included some contact info so I can actually,
dude, pen pal.
Yeah,
Fuck
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is too, so.
I think that's actually kind of awesome.
Yeah. It was funny because she, put her email address in there and I kind of laughed because it was like, God, aside from like, for a while, like with Cheeto Bandito, that's how I would, have contact with him is, we'd shoot each other just real quick emails, but it's like, man, I don't email anybody anymore, like.
Yeah, if I'm emailing somebody, it's because it's business related.
Right, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, or like I'm sending a link to someone or something,
You should get a old timey like feather quill and the vial ink.
Right. Just, write by candlelight and get one of those hot ink seal things.
The wax
stamps, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Dearest internet friend, I hope this finds thee well.
Yes, exactly. Right, like at the Civil War
or
something.
Right. That would be kind of fun to do with somebody, though. Really, like, okay, we're gonna have these correspondence, but we have to do it in like these characters, kind of a thing.
It has to be old timey.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would actually be legitimately fun.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Good fun. So yeah, that was.
Do that to somebody I know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. It's got to be somebody that is going to be willing to write back.
Well, not even like warn them. Just send them like an old timey letter with the wax seal on there. And
the best part would be to do it, but to write it as though it's like you said, old timey, but like during a time of upheaval or conflict of some sort, to where it's kind of like, I'm not sure if I'll be able to write you again, or
exactly.
Like, what the fuck is this?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to hire someone to write it for you, but.
Oh my God, for sure. Who sent this? Michael J. Fox? I don't know.
I think his penmanship might be better than yours.
It might be.
Yeah.
Might be. He might be able to focus.
Maybe, yeah. Man.
It actually depends on the pen I have. Like the pen I currently am using right now.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I write with it, my writing looks awesome.
For those who can't see,
it goes so smooth across the paper.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, for those who can't see Tony's pen, it's one of those comically large, like 2-foot long pens. Like you buy it at like a gift shop.
It's got 50 different colors in it.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Dude, those are killer. You remember those pens that had like 20 colors?
Yeah.
They had all those little slidey things on the side.
Yep.
No, like one of springs broke.
And then you're like, all right, what color do I like less? And then you switch the spring out.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Cannibalize off that shit.
That's right.
Felt like you had like a sweet pen, but in Mad Max times.
Yeah. Till you're down to about like 4 colors because all the springs, because it's not even from using the pen, it's just because you're sitting there clicking it the whole time.
Oh, for sure. Just annoy the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
Or you'd be like, I'm going to click down 4 of them one time and see what happens.
Right. Oh, man.
Ought to be young and dumb.
Speaking of like old shit like that we used as Utes, do you remember those Oh man, I'm trying to think. Those, I think they were like Crayola ones, but they were like colored pencils, but it was like one that had like 5 different little, or they were more like
you
crayons.
could swap out the little leads.
Yeah, like those kind of things.
I do remember that.
I saw it. I forgot I was at Walmart a few weeks ago, and they had those again. I was like, wow, I am shocked they still make these things.
It seems like a waste of just plastics.
Yeah, oh, it totally is.
Because each little like lead tip was seated in this little turtle killer. You know?
Yeah, basically, I just saw them as bullets to nature is what they were. Because
accurate.
Yeah. But,
well, who didn't? I mean, I know because I used to have just a regular lead pencil. They had those little like lead pods or whatever.
Yeah.
And I for sure would feel like I was loading a gun up, putting those things in the back of it.
Man, dude, I used to burn through those things because of, whenever I'm sitting in class, I'm doodling the whole time, you know. Oh, man, I burned through those things so damn fast.
Who thought that was a cool design?
Somebody who was sitting around going, it'd be cool if putting new lead in my pencil was like loading a gun.
Yeah.
That's who I
like
guess.
Putting shotgun shells into a chamber.
Yeah. And we're
yes.
And we're gonna focus it on children.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Pretty sure I used to convert those into blow guns too.
Yeah. Yeah, because you just use
hollow in the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say you pop the bigger end off and use the smaller end is where you blow through. And, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty sure I became like a pygmy hunter at times.
Yeah. That seems fair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Poison darting squirrels out of trees out in the playground.
Yeah. Or other kids. Yeah.
Or other children.
Or teachers. Yeah.
Or teachers. Yeah.
Or
for
your
sure
sister.
custodians.
Yeah. Or anyone nearby. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Old ladies at Taco Bell.
Accidentally myself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the worst.
That is the worst.
You go to inhale right before you blow the dart out, and whoops-a-daisy. So how have you been?
It's been all right, man. I mean, I had it was New Year's Eve. Did you do anything for New Year's?
No.
Yeah, I was like, me neither. It was epic.
Here's how I rang in the new year: migraine in bed. So
fair enough.
Yeah, like my mom woke me up and was like, "Oh, it's almost midnight," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah,
that was basically how it went. So, yeah,
I rang into New Year very quietly. Like I had my last beer for a month because it's been dry out in January and all that.
Right.
So I did that, and we didn't watch the ball drop. It just went to bed at like 10, and I woke up feeling fresh as a daisy.
Yeah.
Because I remember the old days of just like, whoa, let's go get fucking crunk. Well,
I saw somebody that was like, we should all ring in the new year like we did in 1999. And I'm like, dude, I was passed out by, 10:30 on New Year's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
I was hammered. Like, I remember being on the floor in the living room and somebody bringing me so that I could see the ball drop. Like, it was a mess.
Yeah, it was, I don't miss those days.
No, because I remember getting off of work at 10 o'clock. Everybody was coming over, and I started drinking the minute I got home, basically. And
right.
Got criggity wrecked real fast. So, yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah. I mean, if the world would have ended, I wouldn't have even necessarily known it.
No, yeah, your world ended around 10.
Yeah. I was Dunsky. No, it was. I think it was more like 11, but whatever. I got hammered fast because I was just shotgunning beers.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I think this is the first year in a long time I didn't go do anything for New Year's, and it felt great.
Yeah, it doesn't help for me either. Like, when we were kids, and if you watch the old, Dick Clark New Year's Rockin' Eve or whatever, they had bands that like were, we knew who the hell they were. So now if I watch and they're like, "Oh, coming to the stage is," I'm like, "Who?" So I don't.
Coming up next is Sprinkle Biscuit. What? What?
Sprinkle Biscuit.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I haven't even heard this.
Like, what's going on? But there's like a million people going crazy.
Who are these people?
Yeah. They're like, they're performing their new YouTube hit. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay, great.
No, I mean, there's always people I know, but it is kind of humorous to me how, we've definitely hit the point where I'm like, a lot of the groups or whatever, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you one song of theirs. Like, I might know of them, but I couldn't tell you one song of theirs.
Like, they play their popular song, like, oh yeah, I've heard this in passing.
Yes. Yeah. Or I've heard it, while I was in the store or something like that on there.
Yeah, like the acoustic jam version of Kroger's.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah.
But before New Year's, our buddy Steve, he finally came. It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Yeah.
Came into town and paid me a little visit. We had met up for some tacos at the Mexican place up the road from my joint.
Nice.
Had a couple beers. Then he came back here. We had a beer and just bullshit. So I could show him the house and stuff. And then he's like, I kind of want to go somewhere else. What are you thinking? I'm like, well, he's like, well, what's close to it's open and we can fill a growler? I'm like, dude, there's nothing super close.
No, not really. Nothing I'm aware
That'll
of.
That'll fill
anyway.
a growler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unless, again, you come up here.
Yeah. Right.
To Pavlov's. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was like, I wasn't looking to go far from home.
Plus, who knows? I don't know what time you're talking about. Pavlov's might have been closed by then, too.
It was getting late-ish. Yeah. Because I haven't stayed up that late, honestly, in a while.
Yeah.
Because my waking up so early anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I'm like, there's this great bar not far from where I live now. I'm like, let's just go. You remember, Brian, that we've been there a long time ago, the Orchard Inn?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little dive bar's got great beers.
Yeah.
It's literally, I could ride a bike there now. If I wanted to. Okay. I could walk there too. It's a decent walk.
Right. So you could ride a Power Wheels there even.
Fuck yeah. But so we ended up going to the Orchard Inn and like parking lot was full. He had to park in a weird spot.
Mm.
But walking the place was, I've never seen it so busy.
Yeah.
It was packed, but it was a day before New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, no one's probably has to work tomorrow. And
yeah.
Because that's why I said, I'm like, hey, he's like, what day can I come see? And I'm like, Monday's the best day because I don't work.
Yeah.
Because if you see me Thursday, I have to go to work stupid early Friday.
Right.
So,
yeah.
yeah. But so I ended up going to the Orchard Inn, and I said as soon as we walked in, it was great because two people got up and left from the bar, so immediately synced into the spots there.
Yeah.
And there's this dude. Well, because Steve was trying to figure out where he could park his car. And because he parked in a towaway zone, and he's asking the bartender, like, where can I go?
Yeah.
But so he leaves to go park his car, and I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, hey, are these two stools open? He's like, oh, yeah, those are my friends. This dude is fucking hammered.
Mm.
Just started talking about how, they were here, and he missed them. He got here late, and he feels so bad because they're going back home, and he hasn't been at work for like 3 weeks because of the holidays. It's been crazy. And he's asking me what I do. And he's like, I got to go back to work tomorrow, though, but it's only a half a day. And this dude just keeps rambling and rambling and he's has a Bud Light.
Yeah.
But he's got like a rocks glass. I'm like, man, he's drinking whiskey too. And as soon as he downed it, bartender came over and filled it back up for him. And he's just sipping on fucking Fireball.
That reminds me of when we went to Rockies at one time. Remember that dude ordered like a Bud Light and then like, what was it? It was like a peach vodka or something like that. Because remember he got like those
like
girls.
A sidecar or whatever.
Yeah, because he talked those girls into trying it because they were like, we normally don't drink, like fruity drinks.
Oh my God, but this dude wouldn't shut up. I'm so glad Steve got back from parking his car.
Yeah.
Because then, him and I had started having great conversation. And I happened to look over and they had a big sign on the wall of the Aviation Gin.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, that's Ryan Reynolds Gin Company. And Steve's like, really? I'm like, yeah. So we ended up like getting a shot and just trying it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Loved it,
Kind of rough. Kind of rough.
I'm not a real, like, I mean, a G&T is fine, but other than that, I'm not, I'm not a real big, like I
think even the bartender's like, what? Because she's like, well, how do you want your gin? You want it on rocks with lime? And I'm like, just in a shot glass because I just want to taste the gin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think she was confused as shit too. But
You would think at a bar like that you wouldn't be, because I bet they get a lot of weird shit asked of them.
I mean, yeah. And it's probably, that might be one of my spots now because it's so close.
Like dudes sipping on Fireball.
I drive up 2 streets and then take a left, and I'm there in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. But no, this dude, like, I'm talking to Steve, and I just felt a presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I turn around, and there's a guy just like right there. I'm like, hey man, because he's like, oh hey, he's like, I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm like, you're not. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
He had like kind of like like he had a fresh beard, shorter than your beard, like still long, not like stubble, like in between a stubble and your beard.
Oh, okay.
He had this kind of beard going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's looking at my beard. He's like, do you put crema in there? He's like, I use crema, and he starts rubbing his face. And I'm like, and I was like, I use beard oil. He's like, oh yeah. And he's just like, may I? And I'm like, what? And he just starts rubbing my beard. And he's like, feel mine. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
It was a bizarre ass interaction.
I bet it was. I just want to know, well, like, why Steve wasn't recording this.
I'm pretty sure Steve rubbed his beard too.
Well,
if I remember,
Steve probably initiated the whole thing by rubbing his beard.
It was just the silliest interaction ever. And then the guy's just like, oh yeah, and he ordered his beer and he walked away. It was fucking weird, man.
Wow. Well, I mean, in fairness, at least he asked first.
Yeah, he did. So, may I? But I didn't know what he was talking about. They started groping my face.
Right. Well, I mean, as a guy going to grope another man's face, I mean, that can turn out ugly for you if you get the wrong person,
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun evening, but that was weird. But I mean, when I get you over here, we may have to take a field trip to the Orchard Inn too.
Right. Hopefully that guy will be there again to stroke your beard.
I can only hope.
Because I'm going to be like, nah, I just rubbed sandpaper on mine. Sorry.
Right. So I'm workshopping some food too, by the way.
Okay.
Because, January, I'm like, no booze, no grains, no sugars, right?
Right.
So the kids are coming over to play, like board games and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what am I going to make? Oh, meatloaf. The kids love it when I make meatloaf. And I'll make a big ass meatloaf with leftovers.
Sure. Yeah.
So, we're playing a game and I'm over there because the way the kitchen is, I can actually like still interact with people now.
Yeah.
And I'm over there making it, and I'm putting it in like normally I make like just a big freeform loaf and I throw it in my cast iron pan, bake it.
Right.
And Leah was like, I bet you could fill up that whole pan with that.
Kind of like it's a cornbread in a skillet.
Yeah. And I was like, I've never tried that before.
I bet you could though. Yeah, sure.
So I was like, all right. So I pressed it all down. I made this like meat disc.
Yeah.
And like when I pressed it all down, I was looking at it and I'm like, with less meat, you might be able to make like a meatloaf crust pizza. That was what my first thought was,
Yeah.
Because I love pizza, but sometimes I don't love the crust.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I baked that sucker up, and I mean, I use like sausage and like, was it 80-20 blend of meat?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of fat.
Yeah.
That was the error. That thing was like floating in a pool. Like I had to remove the meatloaf and put it on a cutting board to cut it to get it out of the fat pool. But I think there's something to a meatloaf crust pizza.
I mean, you just poured the meat, the fat right over the top, though, right?
What do you think I made with sauce?
Yeah. Delicious.
I mean, I think I have something here.
This is funny. I love this idea. Right? So here's what I'm thinking. Like when you first said it, because I was thinking along the lines of like a deep dish. When you were first making it, and then said meatloaf pizza, I was kind of thinking like a deep dish meatloaf pizza. But yeah,
like you have the meatloaf go up the sides of the pan, and they fill the middle with stuff.
Yeah. I mean, either way, because I also was thinking of the idea, because when I mentioned the cornbread, because I'm like, meatloaf and cornbread delicious together. I know it violates your rules, but I was like,
I mean,
God, I was
it's
like,
delicious,
I was
though.
like, you could do both in a big enough skillet.
Well, I part of me was like, what I could do. I know people are like probably think we're fucking insane right now.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking I could do is I could get like a big,
dude,
like a big circle cake pan, like a cheap one,
dude,
right?
Waffle iron.
But a waffle meatloaf is for sure going to happen.
Waffle it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, waffle loaf.
Yep. And then pocket it.
But no, what I'm thinking is if I can get a big, like, 9-inch or 12-inch cake pan or whatever, right?
Sorry, I just had the thought of meatloaf stromboli. Literally, as the meatloaf is the outside of it, like our Hot Pocket conversation from last week.
That would be amazing.
Just gonna cram a bunch of stuff inside the meatloaf pockets. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So here's what I'm thinking. So you take this pan, right, and then you punch holes in it so the fat drains out.
Okay. Because obviously put another pan underneath
you have to have
it.
it over a catch pan.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't have to, but...
Kind of like those broiler pans that come with most people's ovens.
Mm-hmm,
it's like the slotted pan that fits over the drippings pan.
Right. Drippings pan.
I mean, part of me wants to try to make a meatloaf pizza.
I feel like you should, because for science at this point.
Right?
Yeah. I think you need
to. But the problem is the meatloaf shrinks.
Yeah.
So I almost... Like, part of me's like, do I par cook the quote-unquote crust and then put the toppings on and then finish it off?
That's a good point. I don't know
what to do here.
I don't know. It's a good point. Because you're right, it is going to
I really want meatloaf crust pizza to be a thing.
Why not? I mean, there's the fried chicken pizza where they've taken and made like a whole... taken chicken, mushed it all together, par cook it, and then, batter it or whatever, and deep fry that sumbitch, and then make a pizza on it. So, why not?
Right? I mean, I know, like, in the keto world, they figured out how to make chicken crust.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
It's like basically like chicken. Oh, you broke up severely. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, I just said that.
In that part of the conversation, you got sucked into a portal briefly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking about the fried chicken where they mush it all together and then deep fry that whole disc, basically, and then... Or you just par cook it, like you said.
For that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anyone who listens to us partakes in the kitchen does some goofy-ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeto Bandito. He does kitchen stuff.
We need some help here. Yeah.
I would love to hear him weigh in on this.
Yes. Yeah, we need help.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love this, though.
Right? Speaking of Cheeto, we got to get our Call of Duty on, because I also got some intel yesterday that our friend Phil is downloading it.
Yeah, so in about a week, he'll be ready to go.
He'll be online sometimes in March.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That download is a robust download for sure.
A robust download.
God.
But yeah, see, now the four of us can get together and squad up.
Yeah.
Because it's four-player squads in ground war.
Right.
You'd be sick.
Regulators.
Sick.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Hell yeah.
Yep.
We got to convince everyone to take on the Salt Clan moniker, though.
Yeah. I agree. Or waffle it, whichever.
I mean, more waffling.
I need to.
I mean, if I could get my my M1 with a like a waffle skin over the top, it'd be sick. Waffle pattern skin,
yeah,
amazing.
Right, Loof waffle, yeah.
How is that not a German waffle shop somewhere?
Dude, it's got to be, right? I mean, probably not. Loof waffle, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Like an airplane themed waffle hut.
Well, the waffles are light and airy, so Loof waffle.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Waffle. Yeah.
That's a terrible idea.
I think it's amazing. They were up in the sky. They didn't have anything to do with what was going on.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They were just flying planes.
Yeah, I think they knew what was going on.
Not all of them.
Yeah,
not the guy who owns the waffle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Heinrich.
Yeah. Wait, I got it. So we're going to make waffles on a blimp or a Zeppelin kind of a thing.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. That's going to be the thing. You pay for the ride and you get waffles. It's Loof waffle. It's all like one thing.
Oh, I see. It's way better than Hindenburgers.
Yeah, they're always burnt.
Always. Ode to humanity.
Yep. Hindenburgers. Shit. That's terrible.
They come out fast and hot.
That is really terrible. But also probably the name of the show. Well, like I said, it's terrible, but probably also the name of the show. So. Ooh, man.
What about Blitzkriegs?
No. Actually, maybe.
I mean,
Blitzkrieg would be pretty good. Yeah, all right. God damn it.
What else can we do here?
It's terrible. Oh, man. I don't know.
Is it terrible, though?
It's pretty terrible, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I played one of the hardest board games I ever played yesterday.
Candyland?
Bought Logan for... Yeah, it was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
That fucking Taffy Forest or whatever.
I don't even remember. I haven't played that game in so long.
I don't remember either.
Yeah.
I bought Logan a Dark Souls board game for Christmas because he loves Dark Souls.
Oh, right.
And everything I read says if you love Dark Souls, the video game, you're going to love the board game. So he came over and we played it yesterday. Yeah, game one.
Yeah?
Although, to be fair, it only won because we kind of ran out of time.
Oh, okay.
Because basically you have, what do we have? There's things called sparks. So every time someone dies in your party, everybody dies and the game resets.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you go to the bonfire. And so you lose a spark. So once you're out of sparks, then the game's over.
Okay.
So so you have to clear the first level and then fight a mini boss. And then clear the next level and then fight the boss, and the boss for sure killed us.
Yeah. Was a
but
boss
we still
hog?
had 3 sparks. So I bet you we might have, because you keep all your stuff and then all the rooms reset. You can go clear them out to get more stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But still, it's so hard. It's a lot of strategy in the game.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to sit down and play a game for 4 to 5 hours, don't even bother.
Oh, wow.
It was intense. It was fun. I'll play it again.
Yeah.
Logan's like, we should do this every week. I'm like, I don't know about every week, bud.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Yeah. Unless he means just coming over and playing games once a week. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be, that sounds like fun, though. Or,
it's interesting when you fight the bosses.
Yeah.
Because each boss has their own deck of cards, right?
Okay.
And it's like a move set.
Okay.
So, in video games, you learn the boss's move sets, what's coming.
Yeah.
So throughout the game, when you're playing, certain rooms might have tombstones. So if you get a tombstone, you get a sneak preview of what one of the moves are.
Oh, wow. See,
so
I figured you just...
move is going to be lightning bolt.
I just figured a tombstone would get you a 3 count.
Hell yeah. Naturally.
Gotta get my wrestling references in.
Nice. I mean,
lightning bolt. Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But and then when you get the boss down to half life, he quote unquote heats up.
Uh-huh.
So you shuffle the deck of his moves, so now you don't know the order are coming in, and then you add another 1 or 2 cards into it.
Okay.
So now he's got new moves coming at you.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
But it's interesting because you're like, oh shit, what does he do after he does this? So you can kind of plan.
Oh, okay.
How to fight him.
Yeah.
It was really interesting to play. I've never seen mechanics like that in a board game. That's kind of cool.
It's interesting that you don't just that it isn't just a shuffled deck from minute 1. It is interesting that by doing it the other way, it really does give you an opportunity to strategize around it.
Yeah, and that's exactly because after one of the moves the guy did, you do a tail whip. So if you're behind him, you're taking damage.
Yeah.
But after he does that, if you're in front of him, suddenly it's his weak point, so you get to roll an extra damage die on him.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It was an interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
And the minis that came with the game are really cool and detailed.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of them. Are you can they be painted or are they plastic?
They could be. Like they're plastic, but you could paint them. I asked him, like, oh, you gonna paint these? Like, I don't think I'm good enough to just end up looking worse.
I mean,
okay.
that actually might make them better.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Like, dude, we just got toe up by this like wonky looking.
Like, why did you pick Easter colors?
Right?
I don't understand.
I don't know. It just felt festive.
But yeah, it's a cool game. I would recommend it if you're like a hardcore board gamer, and like I said, you can sit down for a few hours and want to flip the table when someone in your party dies. You have to start from square one again.
Yeah, right. Oh boy, that's rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you told me you were getting that for him, I was very interested because I, jumped online and had a little look see at, the mechanics of the game, kind of just watch a little. I didn't watch much of it, but like a short like play video thing, and people were like, "Yeah, it's a commitment and it's hard."
It is definitely hard.
Yeah, fair enough. Nothing wrong with that though, So yeah, I don't mind if a game's hard though, because I think it's kind of a cool concept that every time you sit down to play, you may not win.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
Games like that.
Mm.
Plus, as much as I love smashing my kids into the dirt and laughing at their loss.
Sure.
It's a lot of fun to play as a team.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
I like the team-based objective type games because, like that, it sounds like it's really hard, so you get a good challenge out of it, and you're also, like I said, you get that dice roll of, well, I'm not sure if we're going to win this time or not,
Yeah, there was a couple moments there where I was like, well, all right, I've got this much damage, and if I use this move, it's going to give me this much stamina, so I might die, but I've got sweet armor, so I got to count on the fact that I'm going to block whatever attack comes at me.
Yeah.
Because I have to damage this guy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I would recommend it though.
Yeah. It's one of the things I like.
Big fan.
I like about some of the people that I follow, like on Instagram or whatever, that are board game players, when they post stuff and they're like, we've played this game 5 times and haven't beat it yet or something, it's like, damn, like,
yeah,
that's, I kind of like that, because then when you do beat it, it's just the group achievement of, we took this sumbitch down or whatever, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, fuck you. Everyone's yelling at the game.
Yeah. Right.
It is kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah. Man. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of miss playing games like that. We haven't played any board games in a while.
Anytime you want to play a game like that, Brian, I got plenty of them. You let me know.
Sure do.
We will set it up.
And I've got Epidemic.
It'll be even better in February because then I can enjoy some of the scotch I got.
Right? I got, oh shit, what was that game that I bought too? Shit, I can't think of the name of it now. Pandemic, thank you. I got that we have to give a go at too, yeah.
I was actually, once we're more fully moved in, I was planning on organizing like a gaming night with, the peeps.
Right. That's kind of what I figured.
It's something I do enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have to...
And the table we have is perfect to play games on.
Oh,
so.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I can't believe that game was so damn cheap. I got to double check to make sure it has all the pieces, but still, $5 for it.
Go to I want to say BoardGameGeek.com gives you like a piece breakdown of every game.
Oh, really? Okay, well that's handy.
Pretty sure they do. Sure they do.
Because obviously that's the only thing that scares you about buying a board game at a like a thrift store or something, is you never know if it's full unless it's sealed. And this one wasn't sealed, but when I opened it, it looked like it's probably not been played or maybe once. It looks pretty new, so I think everything's probably there. But I just want to double check, because how much would it suck you get in the middle of a game? I mean, if all you need's like a placeholder, who cares? We can use. I mean, I still have Jawas that are the Micro Machine
Sick.
Jawas.
I can't believe you still have
Oh,
those.
for sure, dude. Yeah, I've never gotten rid of those.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I wish I knew I'd have my Stormtroopers.
Yeah, those were great. I used to love using those as counters when we played Magic.
Oh, yeah, that was the best.
Token creatures, whatever. Now they actually have token cards and stuff you can use.
Oh, pshaw.
Yeah.
we had the real good stuff.
Yeah. Like screwed using
that
dice
is
for
amazing
creatures. But yeah, I just hate for us to get to a certain point in the game and need something and be like, oh shit, we're missing cards or something,
Yeah. Like, why can't we win? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, all right. That makes sense. Oh, the piece of the board that has the escape on it isn't there.
Son of a bitch.
We fucked.
That'll do it every time.
Yeah. So, yeah. Good stuff though.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, as for like stuff, that's basically about it. But I got a couple things that I for sure want to talk about.
Yeah, I got one or two things as well. So what do you got?
Well, one of them is obviously the horrible fires in Australia.
Yeah,
they're bad, man.
Yeah,
like, I'm glad Oz
awful.
is okay because I've seen him posting stuff on Instagram. He's in paradise right now.
Yeah. His pictures he posted today are pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was worried about that dude, but I'm not anymore, and I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because some of the pictures
But,
that have come out of there, like the one of the woman in the boat with the mask on her face, and it's so crazy how everything is so red. Like, if you didn't know better, you'd swear there's some gorgeous sunset going on, and then you're like, oh wait, no, the whole fucking country's on fire. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can say is ugh.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It's times like this I don't understand Instagram as much as I love Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you heard about the quote unquote influencer.
Yes.
That was exchanging nudes for donations.
Yeah, I actually had this to talk about too. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, because I pulled this up yesterday, so I don't know what she's raised since then.
Yeah.
But it says as of midday Sunday, they estimated more than $500,000 been raised due to her campaign, where she was just accepting donation, like a minimum $10 donation for nudes.
Yep. Yeah, and from what I read, I think it was like for every $10 you got another nude kind of a thing or whatever. And I saw, because I was kind of following her account because I was just curious as she was giving the updates on how much she was raising, And like at one point, like somebody gave like 1,000 or 5,000 or whatever. And the number I saw, which I don't know the accuracy on this, is the last number I saw was like $700,000.
I mean, that's more than that most people are doing.
That's more than
Instagram deactivated her account.
Yeah, for allegedly violating their terms, which is horseshit. It's like she wasn't posting nudes on Instagram, and she wasn't getting the money. Like, you had to donate the money to the cause, then send her an email or a message with a confirmation
like the
in
proof.
it. Yeah. So she's not scamming anybody, Although she's been accused of being a scammer, and I mean, look, she gets a ton of publicity out of it, yes, but dude, a lot of the publicity she's getting is not good. Like, people are just ripping her apart I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either.
I don't even care at the end of this if all of a sudden, like, she had a YouTube contract, a brand new podcast, a show on HBO. I don't even care, because it's like, dude, in the end, she's raising all this fucking money for a cause that needs some shit.
Right, exactly.
Like, I don't, like, there's celebrities that are like, oh, I gave like $20,000 or, whatever. And it's like, she's helped raise 700 or 500, 700, whatever the money is,
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing to me.
It is. When I first saw the story popping up, I'm like, that's hilarious. Good for her.
Right.
Flash them titties.
Yeah.
Save the bush.
Right.
Not the bush, but because I'm sure she's, whatever.
I wouldn't know. I didn't donate. So yeah, Unfortunately,
I
I'm
didn't
poor,
donate
so I
either.
can't
I
help.
also don't know.
Yeah, so otherwise, I mean, I'm all
Right,
for
no, I-
conservation and helping. So
Oh, same here. Same here.
I'm just kidding.
But,
It's seriously, if I had money, I would donate, but I just don't have anything to give. So,
Well, Brian, start sending out nudes.
I guess, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
You're just like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works, man. Like, I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. If somebody wants to do something like that, have at it. I've seen people doing this for other causes on Instagram and Twitter and stuff before, mostly Twitter, but to where they're like, hey, help my friend, blah, 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 with like medical bills or something. If you donate, I'll send a nude or something. And it's like, well, who cares? Like, who's getting harmed here?
Nobody.
Right? Like, money's going to Australia that needs the help.
Getting hurt.
Yeah, they need money and help and whatever. And it's like, if that's helping there. Now, it's different if it turns out that the charity is a fraud or something, then okay, now, but because I don't know the charity or anything, but that would be my only concern, is that the charity is on the up and up. But if it is, then what the fuck's the problem? Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if this isn't for you, that's fine. Just go give money. You don't have to get her nudes. Just go give money and leave her alone. Let her do what she's doing,
But I mean,
and I would say the same thing if this was a dude doing this as well. Like, I want this to be very clear. Like, I don't care. It's her body, her choice, man. I don't care. Like.
Yeah, same here. Exactly.
Like, look, if I thought we could generate money via the podcast to send money to this, I would do. I mean, I'm not sending nudes, but I would do. We'd do whatever we could to help.
Exactly. Almost nudes.
Almost nudes. Yeah. Well, I mean, very cheeky photos.
Super. It'd be like those taxi calendars.
Yes.
I mean, I guess to be fair, Brian, I still do shorty short pictures. I haven't had a chance to take them. It's been too goddamn cold out.
That's
God damn it.
I'm the world's not mourning that.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Tony. There's your opportunity. Shorty short pictures.
Shorty short pictures to save the auth.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I'll tell you though, it's like looking at
she put up a tweet that was like, my Instagram got deactivated. My family disowned me. The guy won't talk to me, all because of that tweet. But fuck it, save the koalas. Good for her.
Yeah, amen. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
We've joked on here before about, like when we had Oz on, and we were talking about, punching koala in the face and what have you. But man, the number of animals that have died from those fires is so sad.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I mean, the last time I saw it was
wrong. I will still punch a koala in its face, but I don't want it to burn to death.
Right. Yeah. How sad are those pictures of people, on the side of the road, like giving koalas bottles of water, and it's like, and they're shy animals from what I've read. Like, they don't normally come up to people that much. So the fact that they are coming up to people, it's like, yeah, they're in a position that they're asking for help, essentially. I mean, it's so sad.
Exactly.
And the thing that really chaps my ass to get on one of my rants for this week is the whole, like, when the fucking church in, Notre Dame was burning, millions and millions of dollars just poured in because, oh my God, a historical building's on fire, but a whole fucking country is on fire, and they're finally starting to get some notice in this country, but other than that, it's pretty much been like, oh wow, that sucks, like,
oh really?
Like,
where am I gonna get my bloomin' onions from?
Yeah, oh my God, it's like, where the fuck is wrong with people? I'm sorry that, I understand. I don't want to see historical buildings or places with art be destroyed either, but between that and, seriously, what is it, over 500,000 animals, I think they estimate.
I think so.
I mean, come on, this is a no-brainer here. There should be millions and millions of dollars pouring into this from minute one,
You would think.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, the country's own government too. Like, I've seen that they have emergency money going to different areas, but they won't raise the amount of emergency money, and some of the areas have tapped out on that already.
Right.
And the real sad part is, apparently their brush fire season is just starting.
Oh, that's terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, and we thought the ones in California this past year were really bad, and it's like it's nothing compared to this. So anyway,
right.
If you can help, please help. If you can't, then you can't. Retweet the tweets people send out with the things asking for, like where you can donate and stuff like that. Do whatever it is you can do.
Exactly. And, if someone's trying to send out nudes or something to raise money for this, don't throw a stink. Just accept it.
Seriously. Like I said.
Stop being a stick in the mud.
Right? It's like all you have to do if you don't like it is scroll past it. Or
exactly.
Do what I do when I see people that keep posting tweets from a certain account, which we won't name president. I just block the account so I never see the tweets,
Oh, wait, what, Brian? What is this new technology you talk about?
I know, right?
I don't understand.
Yeah, there's quite a few accounts where I'll do that.
Just ignore stuff and let people keep talking?
I guess.
Crazy.
I'm not advocating, ignoring like hate speech or those kind of things, but I am advocating like if something just irritates you or what, it's like just let it go, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just move on.
Pull an Elsa, you.
Especially here where it is doing something good, Like, listen, I'm as against the whole influencer culture as anybody is. It's just a bunch of vapid twats getting rich for nothing. But
exactly, unless they include us.
But I'm also
we're all for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but I also am not mad at them for getting their paper the way they get it. I'm not.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Because seriously, if we could get some of that sweet, sweet money, we would totally be on board for getting some of that sweet, sweet money.
Yes.
And most people would.
Me?
And that's really where most of it comes down to is jealousy. But like with this, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just don't get it, especially on Instagram, because you can't, like on Twitter, I could see it more because people can keep retweeting the tweet, right?
Right.
But on Instagram, I know there's apps out there that let you share, but you know what I mean? Like you can't bombard people with it the way you can on Twitter or Facebook even,
Right.
So, whatever, save them koalas and them titties.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. I'm sure the jokes were made 18 million times, but I'm not on Twitter, and is this the old like everything's trying to kill you in Australia, so we're going to burn it to the ground situation?
It sure seems
spiders
like
in a house, burn the house down, one of those things.
Yeah, man, that's it. Seriously, yeah. The old joke is everything in Australia is trying to kill you, and literally the country itself is trying to kill itself. Not by the people. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And it is such a shame because you got so many people that are like, but it's surrounded by ocean. How can it be burning kind of a thing, And
the ocean's not in the middle, y'all.
Yeah, that too. Well, and people get on that kick about California too. It's like, well, why don't they just pump in water from the ocean? And it's like, it doesn't quite work that way. I'm not sciencey enough to really explain it, but look it up. Like, seriously, you can find the actual answer by just Googling it.
Yeah.
And there is a reason for it. And I'm sure in Australia it's the same kind of reason. It's just not, I don't want to say efficient, but it's just not as viable or something. So. Anyway,
right.
But while we're on a rant, or I'm on a rant, whatever.
Yeah. Have at it. Rant away.
I'm looking at the calendar here, and it's the 6th of January, right, of the year 2020.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, I am so fucking tired of this every year. To where, have you noticed every year, it seems like when we get close to, December 31st, people are like, oh, I can't wait for this year to end. And it's every year. Yeah,
there'll be inevitably a comic strip of like the Earth beating up 2019.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a giant 2020 like hiding in the shadows.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get,
right.
What I don't get is like, picture this: if every year right before your birthday, right? Like I'm going to be 42 this year. So let's say on September 15th this year, I'm just like, oh, I'm so ready for 41 to end. Like that's essentially all you're doing. It's like you're going to feel exactly the same tomorrow.
It's true.
Like,
it's true.
And I just don't understand the whole pinning your new hopes and dreams on just because the calendar changes a little bit. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. like, okay, if this was a shitty year, the best thing to do, reflect on it and see what changes you can make. If you're not happy, start trying to enact change. I started the podcast off with this. Like, I'm in a shitty place mentally. My goal in 2020 is to attack it, like to find out if I can.
Stupid fate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, let's see if I can get out of this funk, and let's see if, and it isn't about, hopes and dreams and all that kind of stuff. It's just simply like, okay, it's time to do something about it. Like, instead of, but in September, if you're miserable, don't go, only 3 more or 4 more months or 5 more, don't start counting the months down until there's a brand new year. Just start then,
Right.
Just start doing what you can do to make yourself happier in these, whatever. It's like, we talked about this on the Crazy Life. Jen mentioned it about how on Mondays people are like, Monday, I can't wait till it's Friday. And she's like, why are you,
right, Garfield?
Yeah. She's like, why are you wishing away 4 days already? Or 5 days, however you want to look at it, and I was like, yeah, right. Like, I can't be happier until 5 days of my life are gone.
That's how much they're miserable at work, apparently.
Right. And again, it's like, well, can you make changes?
Right.
I know, I understand, a lot of people feel stuck, and I totally get it. I've felt stuck for a long time. I'm just so tired of, like, every year at the end of the year, instead of people going, you don't see as many. I saw a lot on Twitter this year, and I liked that, where a lot of people were like doing the year in retrospective kind of thing. And they were like, this year I did this, I did this, I did this, and it's like, see, there you go. And
yeah, that's better.
And here's what everybody should do, because I'm a know-it-all.
Excellent work.
No, this is actually, I heard Tim Ferriss talk about this once, and I've heard it from other places too. It's not his idea, but I like it, which is every time something really good happens to you, write it down, put it in a jar, a bucket, a box, whatever it is. And you can use this for multiple things. Either anytime you're feeling like life really sucks, you can pull a couple things out of there and go, oh wow, good things happened to me. Or at the end of the year, I've seen people throw parties where them and their friends get together and they read off some of their wins for the year, right? That. Don't end the year on a negative note. That's where, when people talk about the positive negative choice thing in life, that's one of those where you can easily control that. The year only goes out on a negative note if you really allow it to, and like me, I definitely allowed this last year to end on a negative note as far as my mental stuff goes. I fully get it.
Fair enough.
And that's the other part is, own your piece in something and look at it and go, can I make changes? And if so, always move toward the change. Even if you can't make the change, do whatever you can to move toward the change. It's kind of like trying to cross the street, There's traffic, but eventually it's like playing Frogger, you'll get across
that game.
You'll get across part of the street, and then you'll move left a little bit, and then you'll get a little further, and then you'll get hit. But that's okay. You start over because you have extra lives.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But anyway, all right. So that's my old man rant for this week.
That was a good old man rant. I appreciated it.
I'm just tired of there's already enough negativity, like.
Oh. I'm 100% with you on that one.
And don't get me wrong, there are some people who legitimately, if they go, man, 2019 sucked, and you're like, yeah, everyone says that, and they go, no, look, I lost, my dad or my mom or this, or I got fired and blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? You did have a shitty year. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying
fine, that. You win.
Right, I'm not saying there isn't some valid points to it, but also, don't just become negative because it's the end of the year and that's the thing to do. That's more, I think. That's the moral of my story.
That's kind of what people kind of almost fall into is, whatever, it's been a terrible year. We're gonna start anew with this new one until the next end of December. You're like, man, fuck this year.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do every year?
Well, exactly. That's, yeah.
Or do you want to just be like, man, 2020 is coming. I'm going to kick it right in its balls and dominate it.
Right. Well, and the worst part is that it's also become trendy to then immediately on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th of January to be like, man, 2020 sucks already. It's like, okay, look, That's like taking the first bite of a piece of something and saying, this is the worst thing I've, or I don't know, like you're barely getting a taste of the year.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
life ebbs.
I disagree if people do that shit.
Yeah, there's ebbs and flows to life. Just because this week sucks doesn't mean the whole year is going to suck. It just means this week sucks. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like a Detroit Lions fan or whatever, then once it becomes football season, it's going to suck. That's,
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah, it's a given, yeah. And of course, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm saying that as a long time Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have stood by my
team.
team.
You were born with a Lions shirt on.
Yeah, I have stood by that team, even though it's not been a team to really stand by. Aside from, real quick shout out, not that he's listening, but to Matthew Stafford, the quarterback of the Lions. Dude, that dude has done. I know a lot of football players give time and money and all this kind of stuff, but the stuff he keeps getting involved in. I talked about this on the Crazy Life. There was a story that came out on the Detroit News that a guy, there was a kid who his neighbors had, like reindeer and whatnot in their front yard decorations and stuff. And somebody went through and just trashed them basically. And this kid,
that sucks.
Yeah, this kid went over and straightened them all back up and got them looking nice again because he knew, I think it's like an older couple that wouldn't really be able to get out and fix them.
Right.
And somehow the Detroit Lions organization got a hold of this, brought the kid and his family to Ford Field for a game, gave him a bunch of merch. He got to hang out for a while with Matthew Stafford, who's his hero, and stuff. And there's been a few other things that Stafford has done this year. Like he's talked about not just, like doing Make-A-Wish kind of things, but doing it for like orphans and stuff too, to kind of let them know that there are people who still care about them. And
I mean, that's pretty nice.
Right? Like take him to Disney World and different shit like that. And it's like he just seems like a really
take me to Disney World.
You're not an orphan. You still have your mom.
It's true.
I mean, sorry.
He doesn't know that. He don't know that shit.
Dude, the internet will let him know fast. You can't.
That's true.
You're not going to be able to.
On the internet, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, let's be honest. I'd snitch you out in a second. So
Well, you're going to be my plus one.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, see, I told you. Jeez, stick with this. Just stick with the story, man.
Yeah. Right. Damn it. But anyways, no matter how Detroit Lions fans feel about him as their quarterback, it's like they drafted a really good dude for the community and stuff. He's so.
I mean, community's good.
Yeah.
Just having that whole community is a good thing because Detroit needs shit like that.
Well, and I love, like, when he was drafted, he immediately, like, threw himself into the Detroit community. Like, he was always one, he's wearing, like, his, backwards baseball caps because he was young and cool. And, but he immediately started wearing a Tigers hat,
Oh, right.
And he didn't have to. He's not from Detroit. He could have wore whatever team maybe he really does support or something, but he doesn't. He wears, like Detroit stuff. He does a ton of stuff here. He's not just one of those guys who like plays ball here, or in Detroit. He lives in the area. And now I'm sure he lives in a very nice part of a suburb of Detroit, but it's like.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know if you ever watched the anime Attack on Titan. He lives in like the inner city.
Yeah.
Like there's many walls of protection.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a famous guy, so I mean, plus he's rich, so I mean, listen, I ain't mad at him,
Yeah, for sure, right?
So,
exactly.
But anyway, I like seeing players do a lot of this stuff with kids in the community and stuff. So he was, I just wanted to kind of say that because there's been a lot of people shitting on him in the Detroit press because that's what the Detroit press does. Or not just the press, but just talk radio and all that stuff. Fans are, man, we need a better quarterback. And it's like, okay, like, who are we going to get?
Quit you bitching.
Yeah. It's like,
that's what I say, Brian. Quit you bitching.
That's right. It's like what the team needs is a new owner. And anyway, enough of that garbage. Enough sports. Really quick. Remember last week I told you not to sleep on the Titans against the Patriots, right?
Yes, you did say that.
Nailed it. Yeah, I just wanted to brag on that. That's it. Not that you argued with me, I just, Man. Did you watch that game at all?
Did not.
Dude, there was some... how Belichick is known for doing...
cheating?
Well, that too. But he's also known for, like, within the game, he knows rules that, like, nobody else seems to know.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he has exploited such rules many, many times.
Yeah.
And Mike Vrabel, who used to play for him, is now the coach of Tennessee. And they enacted that at one point to where they were going to punt, but they took a delay of game penalty. Then they did an offsides, which kept the clock running. Then they did another delay of game, basically.
Oh, my God.
Dude, they ran a bunch of time off the clock, and it's all legal. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, wow, that is such a Belichick thing to do. That must have, oh, man, I bet that chapped his ass.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it ran so much time off the clock. No, it's a gamble, because if the Patriots had gotten the ball back scored, Tennessee would have been in a bad way trying to score with no time, but, it ended up working out. So, it just kind of made me laugh a little bit that, to kind of have your face rubbed in it a little bit like that as well,
I think it's hilarious.
I do too. Myself. Yeah. So.
Like a little taste your own medicine, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, and really, it's like if you're a coach, I mean, I think I would do the same thing. Like maybe I'd go study the rule book looking for that shit because, hey, any edge you can get,
It's true. I mean, you're not wrong, Brian. You're not wrong. Why wouldn't you?
Yep. Just, like that one year when, his team was going to have to kick out of the end zone, and instead of kicking out of the end zone, he just, had the punter run out the back of the end zone with the ball. They took the safety, but then that allowed him to kick from midfield instead.
Right.
Changes the scope of the field position. And, I was like, that's smart shit,
I mean, you got to give it to him sometimes.
Yeah.
The dude, as much as everyone kind of hates Belichick, unless you're a Patriots fan, the dude knows the shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think if I were a coach in that position, if nothing else, I might pay some people to research and be like, hey, go find me something that is fucking obscure as hell that I can win a game with.
Find me some bizarre ass loophole
that was put into place in like 1940 that no one's even used since 1940.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why is that guy running out with a leather helmet on?
Like, I don't understand.
What in the hell? Oh, man. Anyway. So, yeah. You got anything else?
I do have actually one more.
All right.
Not to mention it. This one just kind of caught my eye as I was scrolling, not the Onion on Reddit.
Yeah.
There's this woman. She wants everyone to know that you're not alone. And she's talking to other people that are addicted to eating baby powder.
Okay.
That they're not alone, Brian.
Okay.
I think they're alone, Brian.
I bet they're not.
And I have to say one thing. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or anything, but baby powder must have a shitload of calories in it.
Because of all the babies it's made from?
That too.
No. I just can't imagine. It's so amazing. Like, within the normal food realm, it amazes me what people will eat,
Right.
Like,
yes.
There's food I cannot understand how people, and we all have these foods, like I don't understand how anyone can eat kimchi because of, if nothing else, I don't know how they can get over the smell of it,
Fair enough.
But I also know, see, exactly, right? But we've all got those foods, we all have something that we're like, how the hell can you eat that,
Yeah.
But then you take the like, okay, I'll give you the normal realm of foods, but now it's like, but baby powder? I mean...
Well, she said her symptoms started after the birth of her fifth son 15 years ago.
Okay.
And her ex-partner discovered a habit that she spent 10 years, quote-unquote, gorging on baby powder.
Oh, my God. That can't be good for you. I mean, I can't... I assume it's not... Well, it depends. I guess there's that whole, like, potential, powder and cancer-causing stuff that's been going around. But I don't... I know that's on, talcum powder or something, or baby... I don't remember what it's on.
Well, it says it's something called pica, which is a disorder where people eat shit that has no nutritional value, like dirt, pebbles, ash clay.
Oh, my God.
Blah, blah, blah.
Pebbles?
Yeah. But so she spends about $13 a week keeping her habit up, which is a giant bottle of baby powder.
Wow.
And she said, she used to use it on her kids, and then there's just one day there was a little dust on the bottle, and she had the urge to eat it, and she licked it off, and she enjoyed it, and it hit the spot. And now she can't go 30 minutes without having it.
Wow. So there's a compulsiveness to it as well, then.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, look, I love pizza, but I can go 30 minutes without eating it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to ever have it delivered.
Right. Hey, it's not delivered, it's DiGiorno.
Right.
Hi-yo.
I mean, I'd constantly just have to have it, at the ready, essentially. Or as soon as I get one, I'm ordering the next one. But
that's the move.
That's the move, for sure.
I am kind of blown away by this.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the thing. I know there's a lot. God, what is it? I forgot what it is. There was that, like, My Secret Compulsion or some TV show that was something like that.
Yeah.
And one of them, I believe, was somebody who ate baby powder or something like that. So I don't know, man. That's weird.
I don't know either.
I feel like there's probably some help for that kind of thing, but I wonder if she's had it,
I mean, it says, of course, why would the page load again?
Yeah.
Her ex-partner barged into the bathroom because he was suspicious of her behavior. Weird. Mm-hmm. She's now waiting to see a therapist for a formal diagnosis, but has been speaking out to other people of weird addictions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you a lot of the stuff you can't help as far as, like, yourself. At some point you have to have someone step in and help you, but I mean,
damn it.
I hate to make light of some of this shit, but it's like, can you picture this person in, like, a rehab facility? Because that's probably what it's going to take, like, a detox to get clean.
Right.
Right? Is they're literally going to have to get her away from whatever she's addicted to and not let her have it for a while to break the cycle.
I mean, I would assume.
And can you imagine you're sitting around in therapy and you're just, I'm here for drugs and alcohol or whatever, and baby powder, and everyone just looks at you like, what?
What? Like, all right, here's what we're going to do, ma'am. We're going to get you off the baby powder with this other stuff. This is called cocaine. So you put it in your nose, and you party. Let's go.
Right. You can keep it in the same container even. Like,
yeah,
nobody will notice. Wow. Well, I mean, at least baby powder's cheaper than Coke,
I mean, true.
And you can pretend you're doing Coke, but still get your baby powder fix, I guess.
Also true.
Like, does this cocaine smell like baby powder to you guys? Don't worry about it.
It's really refreshing and fresh.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just do it.
Just fucking snort it, you retard. I never will. Oh, yeah, well.
Way to go. Way to go.
I know. See what happens when we work in a factory.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Blaming the culture.
I do, actually.
Yeah.
It's a terrible culture. Stay in school, kids.
I guess.
Seriously.
If you can.
Oh, yeah, that's what I got right there, my friend.
All right. Well, I got a fun Michigan story here.
Oh, shit, son. All right, bring it on.
I'm waiting for it to load, and then I will. Dadgummit. I know.
I blame that Michigan internet.
Yeah, probably is. All right. So, I have to send you the link to this also because it's you need to see the picture. Remember how we used to?
Oh boy! How
we used to, once in a while, we'd be like, "Oh my god, you have to see this mugshot," kind of a thing.
Yes,
it is one of those kind of stories. So the headline on it, there you go. The headline on it is 4 Michigan men arrested for driving horse and buggy while drunk.
Okay.
Which sounds
I'm waiting for it to load.
Which sounds perfectly normal,
As you do.
Yeah. It says 4 young Michigan men were arrested for driving under the influence in a horse and buggy, authorities said. They caught the foursome, all under the legal drinking age, allegedly tossing beer cans out of their ride at 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Right.
When stopped by the officers, the men at first provided bogus ages and refused to give their names. Because that'll always get you out of something.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Well, I mean, they don't know any better.
Yeah.
They're clearly not of this realm.
Right. This is the police officer, he's like, yeah, I'm going to need your names. And they're like, oh, no, we're not going to give you your names. Like, oh, okay. Like,
where is Gladwin County, I wonder?
I don't know.
I'm going to find out.
The names of these guys, they were charged with felony obstruction of justice and disorderly conduct. They were also all issued civil infractions for being minors in possession of alcohol.
Right.
Now, it didn't say where they got the horse and buggy from unless they're Amish, which from the looks of things, they might be.
Oh, well, this you might find this shocking. The county this took place in, Brian,
yeah,
is one county over from where I went camping with Dev once.
Sounds like you guys camped in the wrong county. Shouldn't went to the.
Apparently, this is the party county
right.
where people don't have fucking necks.
Yeah, these guys are something else, man. Oof.
Right.
If I didn't know better, I'd look at this picture and say that this is like an 80s wrestling faction.
Yes. Oh my God, is it ever?
Oh.
But what is this faction called?
Dude, I don't know. I don't even know what to call these guys.
The Barn Raisers?
Yes. Oh, man, please do yourself a favor, and if nothing else, click on the link for this to see the picture of these guys.
This is why we need to get back into live streaming, because we
Yeah.
can have this on the screen for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, because this is definitely it's something.
I love the tags on his news story. Drunk driving, DUI, horse carriages, Michigan.
Ah, man.
That's fantastic.
Good shit. Yeah. So, yeah. I just had to bring that up, just once again showing what shining beacon of a state Michigan is.
Well, did you see these gentlemen's names?
Yes.
Levi Mast, Andrew Zook, Joseph Miller, that's pretty one, and Joseph Troyer. A couple Josephs in there.
Yeah. And Levi. That's, yeah.
Yeah. And one of them for sure has the grandma's punch bowl haircut.
Yep.
Wow. That is fascinating.
Yeah, it's really funny because honestly, after I saw the picture, I was like, I don't even care what this story is. We have to talk about this because I needed you to see that picture.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I do what I can,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, shit. All right.
That is classic.
So, all right. So, before we go any further here, since I have been neglecting to read our friend Garrett gave us that question like a month ago of what are the 5 podcasts, you would listen to for the rest of your life. And I keep forgetting to post his, or to read his. So I want to make sure that I get it done this time.
I mean,
Do it live!
I mean, at this point, I almost want to do it like the Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon thing. You know, how he used to apologize to Matt Damon, we're out of time at the end of every episode.
that would be hilarious.
But, all right, so the 5 podcasts Garrett will listen to for the rest of his life are the Magnus Archives, Philosophize This, which I dig, Revisionist History, which I also dig, Wooden Overcoats, which sounds like maybe the tag team name of those guys.
The Wooden
Overcoats. And the Apocrypals. Boy, that's a tough one to say. Shouldn't be, but it is. So there you go. Those are his 5. So now I can case closed on that one. Whew.
The Wooden Overcoat.
It's a good name.
It is. That is a good name.
I kind of want to make that tag team now.
Yes.
All right. So Fluffy Bunny Ash sent a thing saying she has a double answer for the Q of the W again. And the first song, this is for the graduation question.
Right.
Like a song you would play at a graduation. I'm sorry. This was our song question of the week last week. She said the first song that popped into her head is Stronger by Kanye, and anyone should be able to figure out why. But the song I remember most from my graduation, now granted this wasn't actually played by the school, but by one of the students with a speaker backpack while we were all chilling waiting for a shit to start, was Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. Nothing like a graduating class singing, use a fine motherfucker, back that ass up to get our final stern look from the principal.
You know what's hilarious is that's what Prado said on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. They must be in the same graduating class. Let me just double check, but I'm about 99% sure that's exactly what he said too.
Oh, shit. That'd be great. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to read Cheeto Bandito's answer, which is We're Not Going to Take It by Twisted Sister, which I agree with. I like that.
We're not going to take it. I'm currently adding these to the salty language hashtag SQ of the W.
The playlist
on Spotify.
Nice. Which that link is in the show notes also if you need it, or just hit us up on the Twitter and we can.
Should we put Kanye's in there too?
Yeah.
Stronger?
Yeah, because yeah. I mean, we'll allow her to Hobie it since we're not getting flooded with answers, so.
Also on Instagram, Michelle said Prince 1999 was her.
Oh, okay.
Graduate.
Yeah, it'd be weird if they played that at my graduation or yours, but.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Now, I actually thought of one later after we were recording. I mean, if I can Hobie myself.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, let me see if anyone else says it before I just stumble over someone else's answer.
Oh, that's all I have. So unless you've got something else.
Jeez, people, I don't have anything else. Yeah, Prado did say back that ass. I think that's hilarious.
That is funny. So clearly that's it then. That's the winner because it's the only one that got 2 votes. So.
Well, the one I thought about too was School's Out.
Oh, right.
Alice Cooper. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised to some extent that schools don't kind of play that as a joke a little bit. At least it maybe like the one that happens. You know how like we had the graduation ceremony at school.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the official one. It's basically the walkthrough kind of a thing. Like, I'm surprised they don't do that just as kind of a, hey, look, we're hip and cool kind of move, you know? Just picture the Steve Buscemi, you know, hey, what is up, fellow kids, or whatever he said. You know?
What's up, fellow students, or whatever it is. Yeah. Not a cop.
Yeah.
I need one of those shirts that says that. That'd be great.
Me too. You know,
kick off. Jesus.
Totally. That should be my Halloween costume for the coming year.
It's not a cop or pretending to be.
Yeah, the Steve Buscemi one. Although I don't think I can make
backwards hat on.
I don't think I can make my eyes and teeth do what his do, but you know,
with enough hammers.
That's true. That's fair.
Just saying, anything's possible.
All right.
With enough hammers.
You're right. Yeah. Don't teach me to doubt things.
Exactly.
All right. So I guess that's all of the past responses. So I guess we move to the song question for this week. Once again, this is from a thing called Game That Song, which can be found on Twitter at Game That Song. And it's a deck full of prompts that basically you play it, everybody, suggests a song or plays their song that they would do, and then you vote, and then whoever gets voted, the winner wins, like the card. And I didn't see what the point total is, but I'm sure there's a way to, like first to 5 or something wins probably or something. So
right. Something fun like that.
This week's song prompt is a song to play that talks about time.
I mean, my brain immediately goes Pink Floyd Time with the clock.
Right.
Bonging and ticking and clicking and.
Yeah. Well, because it's interesting how you could go about this. Because this is the part where I would like to hear like breakdowns of the stuff. This is where I like doing this in a game night would be more fun because I kind of like to hear people's like, well, here's how I got to my, because I don't take this as though it has to be like doesn't have to have the word time in it necessarily, right?
Right.
Like I just feel like it has to talk about some sort of like like, again, I would accept if someone said 1999 by Prince, because that's, first of all, that's having a time, but also,
Oh yeah.
but
Well, shit. Now I have my answer.
I was just gonna say I may have spoiled my answer. Yeah, mine was gonna be having a time.
Yours is gonna be Naughty Dumpy.
Yeah, because how can it not be? But I also, kind of think you could go, obviously, Time in a Bottle, or like you said, just Time, or if you're a Cher fan, Turn Back Time, whatever. But
yeah,
yeah,
I kind of feel like I'm gonna Hobie this next week.
Yeah.
By the way.
My other one would probably be 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins, because I really dig that song. I always have. I just like the vibe of it, and I when I listen to it, I always picture the video playing, and stuff. So I
I had to play with strictly because based on birth year. So
yeah. Also, because of now how that song has led to the fucking hilarious video of Billy Corgan on a roller coaster.
That is one of my favorites.
Wee. So good. Oh man.
So our playlist is getting kind of robust already.
I like it. Well, I mean, we could always well, no, never mind, because that would kind of defeat the purpose. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
All right. But yeah, I mean, my first initial thought when you said Time, I immediately heard all the ticking clocks and the clanging gongs from that song from Floyd.
Right.
But I feel like I'm going to Hobie this because I just need a little more thought to really,
Yeah.
Yeah, really get Why I love these Game That Song things, but at the same time, I almost wish I had more time to do some homework.
Yeah. Well,
and really think about it.
What I thought about doing was well, I guess I could do it through my phone. I was going to say, I'd love to be able to pull up like my iTunes library and just type in, like this one, just type in the word Time and just see what comes up. And just be like, okay, this is the song,
right. Yeah, that's a cool idea too.
And I think, that's one of the ways people can approach it when they're actually playing this game is you pull up that, or, you type in on Spotify or whatever you want to do and type in, however it is you want to search, or obviously YouTube, whatever, so.
I mean, obviously, Brian, when we have our game night coming up, you should bring this game.
Oh, hey, look, I have, oddly enough, when I bought it, because I was one of the early Kickstarter people, I have a freshly sealed deck of it also. I have a whole second deck of it, so.
Perfect.
It's the same deck, unfortunately, but,
Well, whatever. It'll be fun to play.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring it, because I agree. Yeah. Like I said, even if you don't play the songs necessarily, I mean, which it's fine, play the songs, but even if you didn't, I still like the conversation that it creates. I think it's a good icebreaker kind of game.
Oh, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, make sure if you're into the music we're talking about and you're a Spotify listener, go to just search out Salt English Podcast or the hashtag SQ of the W and creating a playlist of all the music we're talking about.
Yeah. So there you go. You can go listen to all those.
You should definitely check it out.
Yep. Agreed.
Give it a sick ass spin, yo.
Yeah, I agree. So there you go. Yeah, that's the strong question of the week.
Nice.
Oh, now I gotta move a card around now. I try not to look at these until I pull it out for the show. Excuse me while I whip this out. But
very nice.
Because I don't want to because you don't hear it until I read it to you, so I don't want to come in with I've had a whole week to think about it.
Yeah, I've got a perfectly curated answer.
Yeah, because I clearly don't. Because we've both done that, and so far there's been a couple times where we'll come back the next week and be like, oh, how did I not say whatever?
Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to be Hobieing this one.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll probably Hobie it every week if I'm being honest.
I don't have a problem with this because that's kind of the point of it is to just, much like our Q of the W always was, the whole point's just to kind of, have a little discussion about it, and I thought it'd be fun anyway. So
Right.
And it's cool too, like fun.
You
know, if Heno's here, he, or whoever we talk with can fill in and stuff, so it's not something to where I'm like, right? Oh, I have to hold this for Tony, because some of the Q of the W's have been where I'm like, oh, I want Tony to answer this. But all right, well, I think that's a show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, weird not having
a show.
Weird not having a Dude Mountain update,
I mean, it's come to a close.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, Johnny.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Not much. Wait till next year, I guess.
Wait till next year.
Enjoy the thing. Yeah, because I thought about like still doing a Q of the W, but it's like I don't know, like a Q of the W and a song of the week thing. I don't know. Is that too much?
I mean, I think it's gotta be special edition Q of the W's almost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I still have like we have to ask our listeners about this.
Because I still have that list that I had before that you would just name a number off of or whatever, and and I haven't been back.
That's a fun list.
Yeah, I haven't been back into the Reddit forum of to pull more of them, but yeah, we'll get to it. Maybe when we do the live show, maybe we can do them a little more or something, or mix it up or whatever. So
that's true.
All right. Well, I guess with that, as always, we, invite you to go check out saltylanguage.com. There'll be links to all the show notes and past episodes, the enthusiasts that we've done, which we really need to start doing again. We've been on a long hiatus for that. Oh boy, you're all locked up.
I feel like now. Like the dust is settling in my end of the woods.
Right.
Maybe stuff like that will get easier to scheduling again.
Right. So
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But anyway, go check out all the stuff there. You can see the networks or links for the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network and
Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. Whew, got worried for a minute there. Skype started trying to lock up. Anyway, so
that was mystical.
Yeah. If you want to reach out to the show, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. I dare you.
You can find us on YouTube at Salty Language Pod or on the Instagrams at Salty Language. So, feel free to go check those out as well if you want. Yeah, hopefully we'll be putting some more YouTube type stuff up before long. Like live shows or whatever it is we end up doing. So,
Hell yeah, man.
Yep. So I guess, with all that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty. I was gonna try to come with some clever whatever.
Oh man, Skype is just trying to kill us right now. Man. And I guess,
Oh, it's at the end, man.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like you can't wait 5 minutes. Like, geez. All right, well, I guess, hopefully everyone, has a good New Year, and thanks for listening. And yeah, I got nothing, so fuck Skype.
Don't eat baby powder.
That's a good one right there. Don't eat baby powder.